going to demonstrate GENI experiment lab 2 by two people. My name is Anand Akela, Praveen Iyengar. Hi. For contents, first I will go through the introduction part, how to conduct the experiment. Second is like I'll tell how to set up Omni using the tool. Third, setting up MLab account. Fourth, configuring of Omni underscore file. Fifth one, allocating resources from MLab. And as per experiment 2 requirement, you need to install a Java application on server, and on the rest 2 clients. So it should it's a TCP chat application. You have one server and 2 no clients. These 2 PCs. So for the introduction part, I'll be as I explained previously. First, we need to set up Omni tool using GCF package. Once your VM is up and running, you need to download the Omni package in the given repository. Then you have an MLab account. MLab account, we can generate your certificate and your private key. And once we have all this information, we can actually configure Omni underscore config as per requirement in order to set MLab account. We need to generate an SSH key using SSH keygen in order to log into the node. Then after that, all these are done. You can actually allocate resources from MLab. Once all allocated resources are being given, we can actually run the Java application on it. Start setting up of Omni use GCF tool. You need to download the latest GCF package from line repository. Current version is GCF 1.5.1. Once you download the file to your virtual machine, unzip it using the following command. You can choose any of the directory, like your home directory. Once you extract it, it will create a folder called GCF-5.1. And once you are extracted, you can actually configure use the following link. Start. How to configure, how to download the GCF package. So this is the GPO local software repository file. Here you see current software is GCF 1.5.1. Click download. Say that the package has been downloaded. Now virtual box to run the virtual machine. The virtual machine has been running, and you need to, for running your virtual machine, you need to execute this command: sudo dhcp client ethernet 2, dhcp client ethernet 3. I do ifconfig -a. You'll see ethernet 2 being assigned as 192.168.56.101, and ethernet 3 assigned as 10.2.2. Ethernet 2 is actually facing the outside world, and Ethernet is like for the host only. So you can use WinSCP to log into the load, that means the VM. So actually logged into my VM. Now I'm going to copy the downloaded file to the VM. So on the downloaded version, so just drag and put it here in the copy. Will lead to the repository. Now open a partition. So home directory slash open flow. Then you will see that I've actually copied GCF 1.1 5.1. Just extract it. Extracted it. And if you ls, you will see GCF 1.5.1 folder created. So actually ls minus a, you will see a folder dot gf. So folder you can keep it. Won't unless you don't install it. Won't I have installed GF 1.5. So the reason I'm seeing that for now. So we do v, right. This is used for the to keep your circuit and private key. So we'll come back to that. First, go to GCF 1.5.1 folder. So you see all the omni underscore config file, how to install text file. So if you do, so back to the presentation. So if you go to the omni underscore the fixed or the omni. So since I'm using Debian in 2, you use the following commands. You need to execute them one by one. So go ahead and execute them. This is set up the Python. So actually you need to have a Python in order to run following scripts. Sorry. So I'm installing one by one. Um, so as all the Python related packages have been installed, then now we have to run the test run. So now we install the this thing software on the machine. So in order to do that, first you need to be in GCF 1.5.1. Execute the following commands like Python as a folder and then hyphen certificate.py is your Python script. So if you do that, generate a file that is one is like as.certificate.pm and then am.key.pm df folder. So I was telling you here, like .cf, you can use that folder to save all your certificate keys or key. They are used by clearinghouse authority. I'll come to that point. I'll explain you in deep why do you need all the certificates and the private information. So we'll execute this command also. So now, as you see, in the test run, it is said like create the certificate. If you run this, so the find command should be run in one terminal. Now the third step should be run in a second terminal, running on another terminal. If you see, the GENI listing is on 8000 port number. So here 1.5 folder and execute the following command. So after executing it, it will be listening on 8001. Now third terminal, go to GCF and folder, execute the third command. So you will be running this, you will be getting the testing, get version passed, all testing particular checks have been done. So the same output like this and this following link. So that means if all your packages or everything has been installed properly, the software GCF has been installed properly. Now let's check and we'll configure the keys. We have completed this step. This is the fourth step. After running the command on the third terminal, you'll see all the tests being passed. Now we have to set up this presentation, set up MLab and generating SSL key. So before going that, so this is where we finished, and the second part starts from here. Like set of emula and generating SSL key. Uh, you have to allocate resources from MLab. You need to have an MLab account. You need to request one. Project name is Net 850. It will be approved by the professor on the request. After raising a request, you need to generate an SSL key certificate. Under the user profile towards your left, there will be a column where options, you will see an option. In that, you need to click generate SSL certificate. Then afterwards, you have to enter a new passphrase. This passphrase will be asked by in order to verify your username. So that time you need to enter your password. So you need to remember the passphrase also, and a password is required to generate a SSL key. So combination of these two will generate the SSL key certificate. Once you generate an SSL certificate, you click the download button. You will see two that key certificate. One is the certificate, and the other one is the private key. So how it works. Sign into MLab account. See, once you log in, you will see all the information. Then you go to generate SSL certificate. Once you click the generate SSL certificate, you need to enter the passphrase and you need to re-enter it. With your MLab password, you need to, after entering your MLab password, click SSL certificate. You need to click that. Once you click, you'll have another option like this option. So you click the download, you will see a key being generated. So this is a key, private key, and this is your certificate. You have to under your OMI_config, you need to specify for the clearing house authority, you need to specify your certificate, through which it will identify that you are a user, and your passphrase, it will open the certificate. So the private key for the flight authority. Okay. So you need to copy this certificate from starting to beginning and go to GCF folder, cd. I've already created a file called with my username -cert.pem. So I open the file, use the certificate. You need to paste your certificate here and save it. Once the file will be returned. Simply, you have to create one more file for key. So created one more file, alert.key. The beginning part of the private key. So I have created two different files. So this file will be set in omni_config. So let's go to omni_config. Find omni_config. GCF folder. So you will see omni underscore config. This file you need to edit it. You need to modify as per your requirement. So we are using so you need to change the default underscore config to my underscore MLF. I'm going to change it. Here, this is the users column. In order to recognize the slice, it needs the user information. So you have to specify your user information by users equal to MLab username is EFLA. So I'm giving the same information there. If you come the experiment page, the experiment example one, the first thing it says is like you have to configure your configuration underscore configuration. So in the you need to actually copy this part because we are actually using MLab. So these things we copied there. So writing the default config actually points to my underscore MLab. So I'm creating one more field with my underscore MLab. More, I've actually created one more GCF 1.5. That I've already configured MLab underscore config. I thought copy paste the file. So see here, this is like PG type equal to PG, verbose equal to false. This is a clearinghouse URL. This is the slice authority, and you need to uncomment this. Certificate and key is the same. Like when you logged into your email account, you when generated your certificate when you ordered your SSL, it will show this to file feed. So as you have saved that in .gcf folder, just source this. Sourcing it to my name. .pa. Okay. So now we have to configure the URL. We are done with this part, like getting a SSL certificate and using MLF. So I've actually explained you the first step. Now here comes the omni underscore config file. We have actually opened the omni underscore config. We have changed the default config my underscore f, and you have changed the users to your user means mine, that is Akila, that is been what I have Now you need to add the following lines. Since my default config points to underscore similar, so that if you go on the omni underscore file, you have to actually cut, copy, paste the whole thing. Like that be equal to PG, over should be false. Clearinghouse should be the w.mlab.net, and the size authority should be www.mlab.net and the slice authority. The dot is very important. Like cert equal to the circuit that you have downloaded from the lab account, and key should be the private key. So that is actually been saved in .gcf folder. So you have to do the same way. Like for your username, your name should be this. Probably it was my username that when you are configuring your account, you should put your -cert.pem. This file should be there in .gcf. If it doesn't, if it's not there, sorry, it will give you an error. It won't be able to recognize you as an user. So, and once this to create a user uniform resource name and uniform resource identifier, so that since we have defined the US equal to A Akela, the URN should be URN public ID IDN plus ml.net plus user plus your username. For example, my username is A Akela, so I've put A Akela, and this key is equal the one I'll come to this point. Like we do generate an SSL region in order to log into the MLab allocated nodes. So keys, this is like it is sourcing a public key which has been generated through SSH. So to log into your SSH, you just need to enter the passphrase. So this one I'll explain you how to do it. For doing, I'll show you the omni underscore config. So to configure the URN, you create a name. Created my name, and this. And my previous generated omni underscore config. So MLab I've already created some. So here, if I do this, so you have to do it for your username. The time being, I'm actually giving it as aakela -m.pub public key. I have created this file yet, but for the sake, you should remember this file name, aakela.mlab.pub. I know how to generate the key. Now I'm saving this file. Let's do once again what all changes that we have done in omni underscore config under CF 1.5.1. If we have changed the default config to mlab.underscore mlab, we have added the users equal to the name that you have specified, created your account in mlab. And if you go on, the default config is actually pointing to mlab underscore mlab. We have actually returned. We have actually returned this file, and we have put the house URL and the slice authority, and we specified for our lab account the certificate and the key, private key. So after that, we have configured the URN. The URN points to AFL. After we have specified URN equal to public ID, net user and user name and the key. Okay, change file. Now go to the .gcf folder. So I'm generating SSH key using SSH hyphen key then minus F. So the same thing that I've specified, I'm actually putting here so that when it shows the omni underscore config while creating a slides or creating a silver, it will actually see whether this file is there or not. If I do this, it will return SSH key. Now use the passphrase as same, empty. So it did it. If you see, it will be a public key and a private key with name hyphen mlab equal hyphen mlab. This is the private key and this is the public key. Okay. So first slide, like how to create user URN, how to public key and a private key. So this is the command SSH hyphen keygen minus F hyphen mlab. So what we are doing this is like we allocated a couple of PCs, raw PCs, like if depending on the version that you asked. Those like actually will be given in the form of version will be given like pc34.mlab.net. So you cannot just telnet or SSH to the host. You need to specify your key. So how to specify? The key is been like you have to do SSH minus option. You need to use that option, and after that you have to specify your private key. That is with username hyphen mlab. Then your username at the PC host name that you specify. And once you do that, then only you will be able to log in. Or else it will give you every time enter the passphrase, and everyone will face the same problem. It won't take whatever that you put. Then here onwards, Praveen will explain.
Yeah. So over here we would be allocating resources from EmuLab in order to perform the experiment too.
You control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we will be allocating the resources for the EmuLab for performing experiment 2. Initially, you need to first create a slice. A slice is a logical group of devices which would be allocating the resources to. So for the experiment, I'm going to take the slice name as so let's say slice name as Lab2. you need to issue the command create slice, and then you have to mention the slice name. And you are in the correct GCF folder, the GCF folder in which the omni underscore config is stored. Since my omni underscore config is GCF 1.4, I would be working from GCF 1.4. If you do this, and able to see the omni underscore config file. Let's just head and create a slice. It's lab experiment lab 2. As Anna said, whenever you create, whenever you generate a certificate, you would have a passphrase that you would have provided. Exactly the same passphrase. So now you see that the slide has been created, and the name of the slide is exe lab 2. Result summary, you would also see the expiration date, and generally it's about 12 hours for every slice. Since it's a very short time, and generally experiments carried for about a week, it's always recommended to edit the slice time. So for extending the slice time, there is a command over here. Is ref slice. So see what the exact format is. And in the slice name here, and then the then the date. Let me just double check once. One, and then the date. So let's reserve it for next 3 days. So it would exist for the passphrase. Mind that every time you execute a command which uses omni underscore config, you are going to be required to enter the passphrase. So that you do not forget it. It is one of the most important part of it. See that the expiration time is 1/2000. So extended the slice time to next 3 days. Created the slice. To list the resources. Required to find out what are the resources available, and from which you can define your RSpec. RSpec is the file that would mention the kind of devices you want and the quantity. So let's go ahead and list the resources. So you need to mention the Proto version 2. This is you mention Proto version 2. When you give -o, that means that you are going to be using the omni underscore config, and he is for mentioning Proto version. And list resources is the command name. It would take 2 minutes for the aspect or the resources output. Once the output is generated, the GCF folder where you ran the command, or from where you actually issue the command. And you will see the name by which the aspect type. The manifest is saved as XML file. Just go here, session to look at the file and try to understand what's exactly being from the manager. Over you see, let's just take one sample aspect and analyze it. The very first line is mentions the aspect information for the information, the time, the type of the aspect. This is experiment because we're requesting for an info. Have different types of nodes. Here, this hard is a switch. Then you would find the PC.
Soft and PC.
So
Sir, iPhone PC.
yeah.
Yeah. The PC. You have actually.
So if you see here, there is example. You have a PC 3000, and it is the silver type is raw-PC. Now PC 3000, if you see the disk image options, what this means is this VM can be requested with any one of these operating systems. The default equal to, by default the we have either Fedora or Red Hat, and if you need any other one of disk, any version of operating system, you need to specifically mention the disk image or this whole expression in the requesting aspect. And if you generally you start with a node, you have hardware type, then first firmware type. So this would be what kind of a device it is. Right. Sorry, I got disconnected. Let me just come back to where we started from. Generally, you have a node, and a node will have a hardware type, sleeper type, and disk image, which is optional. Actually, these are the three components which are very important for requesting an aspect. So let's go ahead and see how to request for an aspect. For request for an aspect, this is the general format. You see there is a node client ID. The aspect type can be called from the aspect which was generated by listing resources, but may replace the type, that is, it was advertisement in there, just replace it with request. Otherwise, the whole thing starting from the top till the .xsd would remain the same. These are the few things that you need to mention. The first thing is client ID. Client ID would define what the host name of the assigned device would be. As always, preferable to name it based on the role of the device. Inclusive equal to true, make sure that you mention this. Sliver type is raw NP. Can be this can on from the aspect generated during the list resources. If you switch, you need to give the appropriate sliver type. If you want to be over here, you have to mention raw hyphen. And just as an example, just for this experiment, we would be requesting for Ubuntu. So that's for we the disk image over here under sliver type. One thing to remember is do not forget to close this sliver type, otherwise the aspect would be rejected and you wouldn't be allocated. So always make sure that the aspect is very similar to whatever is mentioned here. And if you want more than one node, what you do is you could just copy from here in this node to this slash node and paste for the slash aspect. So every node would have a node, a sliver type, and the whole file would just have one aspect. So let's just go ahead and request for 3 devices. So, yeah.
For request, the default Fedora only because we have to install the Java, right? So I've sent you a mail with the which we can sample aspect where we can get the Fedora image.
Okay.
So I'll allocate 3 nodes. Just and see if there is any error. Call VM.
Create a new file.
You need to create it. I've given an
So here we have a request of Fedora. So therefore it's Fedora 1, 2, and 3, the whole name of the devices. And you have the nodes over here, 3 nodes, each closed by a sliver type and a final aspect. Also, we have replaced the type with request and request for the we have the slice name Lab2 followed by aspect file name. File name is once the allocated, a manifest file would be generated, and the manifest file would have a host named login. So let's see, the manifest has been generated. Let's go and first, you could double check if you have received the correct operating system. And the manifest, you would see a PC name, that is PC116, and this is host name. Here it says login is with SSH. So host name that should be used to log in is this PC16.mlab.net, and login ID would also be mentioned. The username is mentioned. So when you try to log in, to mention the SSH keys that you had generated for the SSH keygen. Let's just see how it's here. The command is sorry. We need to check what the renewal time is. The assigned till 21/2010.
You need to check, Praveen, you need to check the silver status.
Silver status. After this, we'll do the silver status. And to renew the device specifically for this silver, you need to issue this command. Over here, a slice expires on 21/2012. We have renewed this silver over here. Now, again, we need to check what is the status of our allocated device. The status of the allocated device, we need to issue the following command. Followed by size thing. Here you will be able to see a couple of things. It says it's not yet ready in this PG status. Yeah. No, like it. Let's just wait for the allocation. Here the PG status is not yet ready, and let's wait for a couple of minutes before we run the command.
Yeah, the status has changed to changing now.
Yeah, change. while the device is being uh, allocated and it's up and it's not yet up and running. In the meantime, let's see how we need to log in into the device, and we test it once the device is up. You need to issue the following command: ssh space till .gcf/third file. Key file is the private key file you generated by issuing the command /keygen stored in .gcf file, and not by the username and the host name. Username and the host name, as I said previously, could be found in the manifest that has been assigned after spec has been processed. So let's go and check the status of the device. Okay, see, now the node is ready. The second one is also up and running. Even the third one is up. So let's just try to log in into any one of these hosts. Over here, host name is 149. Just keep note of the P number. That will also do. Which is Anand Akela hyphen. My username is Akela at PC149.
Just ping the host.
Yeah. No, it's that I'm unable to resolve the host.
Actually, open your con. Sorry, you have not given -i. -i you have to give. Okay. Key is not correct. Private key is not correct. Go to omni_config.
Okay. Here my key is GENI.
Okay.
You have logged to the device WD into your default directory. Just log out from here and try to log into another device. PC116 and PC1. Just log in. And if you do get if you requested for a password while logging into a node, that means you can ensure that the private key that you provided is incorrect. So just double check the command that issued, and probably you should be able to fix the error. So pass it on to Manu from here to show you how to install the Java application.
Yeah. Now actually you can take over and we can finish it up. Log into the node and just explain how to install Java. Now you have in machine, right? You have machine. Yeah. The last part, like
Okay.
You can.
Okay. Install the. In order to install the Java, we need to issue the following command.
HTTP. Get HTTP call.
Log out from here and log into another device.
Just install the server. Java.
Okay, got it installed.
Which mode A plus X you have to do.
Yes.
A plus X. That's the file name. JDK. Yeah. And
Now
press enter and do sudo dot slash dot slash and give file name. Just copy this file name. Yeah. So, after that, it will start unpacking it. So you can do it for other nodes. This will be done side by side. Now you know go to this thing presentation. So just open this TCP client clever chat application. So if you follow the link, there is a code for if you go down, there is a complete code for TCP chat server. This code is for the chat server. Go up.
and yeah, this is server, and the next one is the chat client.
Now I need to create a chat server.java, and in that file copy the contents. Before it, write like you change the port number to something on 40,000 or something, because one is being used for some other service. So it will run the Java C and the file name and the Java the file name. It give an error like saying 1001 is being used for some other service. So just make sure you change the port number to 40,000. Go down. Like since you allocated 3 nodes, make one of the nodes as server and other 2 nodes as client. So there is a client code. If you go up, yeah. Now this is client. You should know which host is the server. So you have to change the host name to host to the server host name. Suppose if PC 119 is the, so you have to give p119.emulab.net as the server IP and host name, and that number should be 40,000. If port matches, then only they can communicate.
Make that all the clients and servers have the same port number.
Yeah. I guess we go to presentation. This is quite simple. Go to presentation. Sorry. This is the quick reference. Like, you can use this command reference whenever you want. Like, it explains how to create slice, how to list resources, then how to create a silver and then the silver status. As we are done with the presentation, and thank you for viewing.
If you have any queries, you could drop us the email, or you could contact Professor Kaichi, and we would be happy to help you on this. Nice presenting this demonstration. Looking forward to having more demonstrations ready for you in the future. Thank you. Have a good day, all of you. Thank you, Anand.